Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon.
Now we're ready. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I am delighted to have a surprise co-leader tonight. Cantor Jaime Shpall from across the bay is here. She had texted me a couple hours ago to say that she and her husband were coming for services, and so of course I put her to work.
Yes.
But we're so happy to have you here.
Thank you. Well, I've missed singing with you, so that's why I actually begged her to let me sing.
Not true at all. But we are delighted to be together and to be celebrating Shabbat. So we'll begin on page 142. Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Barakuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Tzedechem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We'll turn to our candle lighting on page 120. I'd like to invite Hannah Yan, who is, so when you're almost a rabbi, when you're about to be ordained as a rabbi, they call you an Erev Rav. Erev meaning like evening, like the eve before, so you're almost a Rav. So I think you are Erev Bat Mitzvah. We are so excited that you're going to be celebrating your Bat Mitzvah in one more week, so please join us with your mama as we light the Shabbat candles, page 120. We'll see if the mic is at the right height.
I'm shorty one. I don't even know where it is. You can go.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us.
You go.
As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light.
Oh, it's still going.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Thank you. We'll turn to page 138 as we welcome in the Sabbath bride, Lecha Dodi. As is our custom, we will sing the first, second, and last verses. And when we get to that last verse, we'll rise, face the doorway, see if we can catch a glimpse of her as she comes in. Page 138. We'll sing whichever one you play.
Lecha dodi likrat kalai, adalai, 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 bnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kalai, adalai, 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 bnei Shabbat nekabela.
Remain standing and turn to page 146 for the Baruch Hu, call to prayer.
Yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 yai, lai. La
can be seated. We'll continue on page 148 with our nighttime prayer, Roll into Dark. The Hebrew is about halfway down.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
We'll turn to page 152 for the words of Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
Page 154, we'll chant together the words from Deuteronomy. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavecha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha uv'kshartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim leloechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Amen. I'd like to invite Kira to share some words to lead us into Mi Chamocha, the prayer of redemption.
Can you hear me if I'm this close? A little closer? Right here. Okay. All right. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
Page 158. Let's sing our song of freedom.
Yai lai lai ya lai ya la 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 yai lai lai ya lai ya la la la
Ya lai la lai la lai la lai la lai la lai. Ya la lai lai ya la lai la lai.
Mi chamo chavai li Adonai mi chamo chanezar b'kodesh norati lo dosei pele norati lo dosei pele malechut kara uvanecha okeyam livnei Moshe uMiriam ze'eliyanu ve'amru ve'eliyanu ve'amiru Adonai lo le'olam va'ed Adonai lo le'olam va'ed Yai lai lai ya lai ya la 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 Yai lai lai ya lai ya la 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 Ya lai la lai la lai la 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 Yai lai 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 ya lai 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 ונאמר כי פד אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל לישראל.
Amen. We'll turn to page 160 for the words of Hashkivenu, this prayer for peace as night falls. And the last line, which we don't sing as this version, but it says that we ask that God spread this shelter of peace over us, over all the world, and over Jerusalem. And so as we head into hopefully a more peaceful period in Israel, we say these words with extra fervor and hope. Let's sing together, page 160.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom, lehamidenu shoreinu l'chaim, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
turn to our Amidah, our standing prayer, which begins on page 164. I'd like to invite Hannah to help us with the first few blessings, which we'll chant together aloud, and then we'll have some time for quiet. So when you're finished with your personal prayers, you can feel free to be seated. But we will turn to page 164 and rise. Adonai sifatai tiftachu fi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot V'imahot, U'mevi Geulah Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechayei Hakol atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalchel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayei Hakol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Bal Gevurot, Umido Melach, Melech Memit Umechaye, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Page 180.
Adonai
So we will turn now to Seder Kriyat HaTorah, the service for reading Torah. And I'd like to invite Jonathan up to be our Torah carrier and processor. Processor, is that a word? And we'll turn now to page 364, and please rise. Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, Ki mitzion tetzei Torah, udevar Adonai mirushalayim. Turn the page. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah, le'amo Yisrael b'kdushato. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadlul Adonai iti, uneromema Shemo yachdav. Lecha Adonai hagedula v'hagevura v'hatiferet v'hanetzach v'hahod. Ki chol v'shamayim uvaretz, ki chol v'shamayim uvaretz. Lecha Adonai hamamlacha ve'amid na'aseh lechol erosh. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. Torah, 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 tziva lanu Moshe. You can be seated, except for you, Sean. Sean is our chanter this evening. And if you'd like to follow along, he's going to chant from chapter 4 of Exodus. We're in a new book. We're in the book of Exodus. Chapter 4, starting with verse 21. And these are some very interesting verses. So I encourage you to follow along. It's on page 411 in the Chumash, in the Big Blue Book. And for the honor of the Aliyah, we'd like to invite up. Where'd you go, Jack? Let's see if I call him. Yamod Yaakov ben Gershom v'Leah la'Aliyah leTorah. He's helping in the kitchen. He does everything. Right?
Baruch Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Barak Leolam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach Leolam Boed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam. Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim. V'natan Lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Lashu Mitzrayma Re'eh Kol Hamofetim Asher Samti Beyadecha Va'asitam Lifnei Paro Va'ani Achazek et libo Velo Yishalach et Am Ve'amata el Paro Kol Amar Adonai Beni Bechori Israel Va'omar Elecha Shalach et Beni Ve'ya Avdeni Vatemaen Leshaleho Kine Anohi Horek Et Bincha Bechorecha Vayehi Vaderek Bamalon Vayifkashehu Adonai Vayvakesh Hamito Vatikak Tzipora Tzor Vatikrot et Olat Ben Noach Vataga Laraglav Vatomer Ki Hatan Damim Atali Vayiref Mimenu As Amira Hatan Damim Lamulot.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'sochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yasher Koach to Sean and to Jack. Thank you so much. And while we have our Torah out, our source of life and strength, we'll offer a Misha Berach Lecholim, a prayer for those in need of healing. You can find it on page 371 of your prayer books. And we'll ask that anyone who is thinking of someone in need of healing, healing of body or healing of spirit, I ask you to share their names with us. We'll start with our Zoomers.
Daryl Smith, Steven Steinberg, Adrian Brown, Greg Spiegel, Bruce Baldwin, Sarah, Linda Spiegel, and Christy Couch.
My sister Jeannie, Ellen, Jerry Ann, Marilyn Gerlich, and Louise Smith.
Kent and Karen Rasmussen, Barbara Lowe, Muriel and Stephen Gregg, Edie Carpenter, Julia Mann, Margaret Simpson, and Nancy Ellen.
Phoebe and Alan Weiner.
אני ובתי אלנה רבקה ווואז'מה נאסר.
Aria Strode and Romuald Annuncian.
Anyone?
Sherry King, Mary Beth, Christopher, Bethany, and Valentina Yarrow, and myself. Dirk Hughes.
Page 371.
A little bit higher than the
like to invite up Ron and Rachel, our Torah lifter and dressers this evening. When we lift the Torah in the air in just a moment, we'll invite everyone to rise. Ron and Rachel are I think some of our newest members, literally this week, who made it official. And so I think this is appropriate that when you join Temple Beth Torah, we immediately put you to work. So thank you for being here. Ron's doing the heavy lifting, literally.
You have to use the table. Yes.
All right. It's all about the leverage.
Okay,
Here,
wait.
Liz.
Pick it up and lift it off.
Yeah, there we go.
Now push
You're
it
gonna
down.
push down and then up. Yes. There you go. V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei b'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. Yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 yai lai 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 lai. And we will return the Torah to the Ark, page 374. Eitz Chaim hi lemakazikim ba v'tomcheha meushar teracheha darchei noam v'chol netivoteha shalom hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Yameinu Chadesh Yameinu kekedem. Thank you so much, Yasher Koach. Yasher Koach, Rachel. You can all be seated. This week, I had a conversation with my friend's 13-year-old son about hope. He is convinced that our world is on a path to destruction and there's no chance for us to turn things around. Everything is, according to him, hopeless. I asked him how he could be so certain that change was impossible, and he said simply, experience. I asked him if anything had ever happened in his life that was different and better than he expected, and he said, almost never. Now, it's hard to know whether this 13-year-old meant what he said, I worry if he did, or was simply enjoying arguing with me as I attempted to convince him that the world isn't doomed yet. Either way, I left the conversation thinking about the connection, or disconnection, between certainty and hope. Because in so many ways, it's only where certainty ends that hope begins. This week in our Torah reading cycle, we begin reading the book of Exodus. This first parsha, Shemot, covers quite a lot of ground, beginning just after the deaths of Joseph and his brothers, through the enslavement of the Israelites, who've grown numerous in the land of Egypt, through the birth of Moses, the adulthood of Moses, Moses' encounter with God at the burning bush, and up through Moses' first attempt to convince Pharaoh to let his people go. The swiftness by which we journey through the beginning of the story fools us into thinking that redemption is just around the corner. If we can cover 400 years of bondage in 5 chapters, surely the escape from Egypt shouldn't take more than a couple of verses. So it's a little disconcerting when the portion ends abruptly without any acts of redemption. Multiple times in the portion we read that God saw the suffering of the Israelites, heard their cries, and resolved to free them from bondage. But after Moses and Aaron tell Pharaoh to let the people go, an angry Pharaoh responds by taking away the straw that had been given to the Israelites to make bricks, but requiring the same quota of bricks as before. In other words, Moses and Aaron have only made things worse for their people. The Parsha ends with Moses complaining to God, "Oh, my Lord, why did you bring harm upon this people? Why did you send me? Ever since I came to Pharaoh to speak in your name, he has dealt worse with this people, and still you have not delivered your people." The Eternal said to Moses, "You shall soon see what I will do to Pharaoh. He shall let them go because of a greater might. Indeed, because of a greater might, he shall drive them from his land." And that's it. The portion basically ends with a "to be continued," like in the old TV shows. Moses and all of us are left wondering how the story will end. Leaving us with a cliffhanger is deliberate, of course. Rabbi Jonathan Sachs writes about this portion, "He, God, would be a God of surprises. He would do things never seen before, create signs and wonders that would be spoken about for thousands of years. They would set in motion wave after wave of repercussions. People would learn that slavery is not an inevitable condition, that might is not right, that empires are not impregnable, and that a tiny people like the Israelites could do great things if they attached their destiny to heaven. But none of this could be predicted in advance. God was saying to Moses and to the people, you will have to trust me. The destination to which I am calling you is just beyond the visible horizon." This is the challenge of our portion. Moses looks around and sees a hopeless situation in which his attempts to liberate the Israelites only make their circumstances worse. So he admonishes God, asking, "Why are you doing this? Why haven't you redeemed us yet?" And God replies simply, maddeningly, "You'll see." It would be easier and more satisfying, of course, for the whole redemption story to be included in this week's Parsha, just as it would be easier and more satisfying for us never to have to wait for anything. But leaving us hanging, forcing us to wait not just 1 but 2 more weeks before we cross that Red Sea, we are compelled to spend some time in this moment. This is the moment where certainty ends and hope begins. This week, Israel and Hamas agreed to a ceasefire and a return of some of the hostages. It is the first glimmer of hope so many people have seen in months of violence and destruction. But the hostages aren't home yet, and the IDF is still carrying out strikes in Gaza. We're all waiting with bated breath to see if both sides will uphold their commitments, if the hostages will be returned and the war will come to an end. Anyone who is certain of what will happen next is fooling themselves. It's an uncomfortable, anxiety-provoking place for all of us who care about the people of Israel and Palestine to be. But hope begins where certainty ends. And this week we've been given a reason to hope. So instead of bemoaning the uncertainty of this moment, let's celebrate it, or at least accept it without too much grumbling. We don't know what will happen next, but it just might be something better. To be continued. Shabbat Shalom. We'll continue with Aleinu L'Shabeach, page 586. Please rise. Aleinu l'shaveach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. Please be seated. And before Kaddish tonight, Jonathan would like to share a special musical tribute. Do you want to be, you can either be down there or up here, whatever you prefer.
I'll do it from the Bima. January 7th, 2025 was going to be a special day. I was on my way to Chase Center to go and watch my beloved Miami Heat take on the Warriors, and was very much looking forward to that. I was just in the process of putting on my Heat gear when I got a very alarming text from my aunt when she told me that Peter Yarrow had passed away. I did not know how to take this as I was preparing for the game, and spent the rest of the night realizing that the game had much more of an impact suddenly than it previously had. The Heat did thankfully beat the Warriors. But I didn't realize at the time just how much I needed it, and would discover that over the course of the following 10 days. Many of you know over the years that I have had a diehard fandom of Peter, Paul, and Mary since I was 5 years old. I grew up on the Peter, Paul, and Mommy 2 PBS concert special, and that was where I was first introduced to them. And while I never got to see the trio while Mary Travers was alive, I had many opportunities in the past 2 years before COVID to see both Peter Yarrow and Noel Paul Stuckey, first as a solo, but then together, and got to spend time talking with them, in addition to singing with them, talking with them, asking questions, getting autographs, and actually building somewhat of a relationship, which once upon a time seemed impossible. It's been a whirlwind, and so I didn't realize how difficult losing Peter was going to be on top of what I had been through when I had lost Mary, and didn't think I was going to get a chance to see them in concert. So I've been trying to spend the past 10 days trying to figure out what would be the best way to remember Peter. And this is ultimately what I came up with. One of my earliest memories from childhood and from that Peter, Paul, and Mommy 2 concert was towards the last half of the concert when they all did their solo sections, and Mary invited her granddaughter Wiley on stage and sang to her the John Denver song for Bobby, which she changed to For Baby, to sing to her granddaughter and to her daughters Erica and Alicia as they were about to, Erica was about to have a baby. So I would like to share that song with you now and share a very special piece from my childhood with Mary Travers' rendition from Peter, Paul and Mommy 2 of For Baby. And this is a thank you to Mary and Peter for a lifetime of memories and making what seemed like an impossible dream come true. I'll walk in the rain by your side. I'll cling to the warmth of your tiny hand. I'll do anything to help you understand. I'll love you more than anybody can. And the wind will whisper your name to me. Little birds will sing along in time. All the leaves will bow down when you walk by. And morning bells will chime. And I'll be there when you're feeling down, to kiss away the tears if you cry. And I'll share with you all the happiness I've found, a reflection of the love in your eyes. And I'll sing you the songs of the rainbows and whisper all the joy that is mine. All the leaves will bow down when you walk by, and morning bells will chime. I'll walk in the rain by your side. I'll cling to the warmth of your tiny hand. I'll do anything to help you understand. I'll love you more than anybody can. And the wind will whisper your name, and little birds will sing along in time. All the leaves will bow down when you walk by, and morning bells will chime. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Peter. I love you.
We'll turn now to the prayer of memory, words of Kaddish. As I read the name of your loved one, I invite you to rise in their honor before we recite Kaddish together. We are in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days of mourning for our member, Mira Och, and we're observing the yahrzeit, the anniversary of death this week of Molly Bressler, aunt of Ted Bressler, City Bressler, mother of Ted Bressler, Bernard F. Cohn, uncle of Jack Weinstein, Hanina Elkaim, mother of Suzanne Corbett, Edward J. Schwartz, father of Sheldon Schwartz, Vera Wolbert, mother of Phoebe Weiner, and Daisy Yan, mother-in-law of Holly Diamond Yan, mother of Jason Yan, and grandmother of Hannah Yan. There are others that you are remembering. I invite you to share their names with us. And anyone on Zoom? Kaddish is on page 598. Please rise. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba. Ve'alma divra chirute ve'amlich malchute. V'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabba mevarach le'olam olalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dukudsha barichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiram ve'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shalama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Together we say, amen. Oh, before we close, sorry, I may not have made this clear on our cue sheet, but we have announcements from Michelle, our board rep. You can come up here, you can go down there, you can bounce back and forth, whatever you like. Please be seated.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I would like to thank our guest Cantor. Your name? Jamie. Cantor Jaime. Thank you very much for the lovely music this evening. TBT's Social Action Committee encourages us to support those affected by the wildfires in Southern California by donating to the Jewish Federation of LA's Wildfire Crisis Relief Fund or buying gift cards for distribution to people in need. More information about how to help will be sent out to the congregation next week. Torah Time, our program for children ages 0 through 9 and their families, meets tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. There will be singing, stories, snacks, and more. There will be a Purim planning meeting on Thursday, January 23rd at 7:30 p.m. on Zoom. Please join us if you're interested in helping plan these festivities, of which TBT is well known. So, did you know that there was once a booming silent film industry in Niles? That a Jewish man named Max Aronson starred in silent movies under the name of Bronco Billy, and we thought it was just a pizza place. Why are there so many Jews in the entertainment industry? Join us at the Niles S&A Silent Film Museum on Sunday, January 26th at 3:15 p.m. for a private tour and film viewing. Cost to attend is $10 per person. And thank you to Sean for your lovely Torah chanting this evening, to Tony for running the AV, and for Jack for helping out on worship committee, and Holly and Hannah for helping where they were needed in the kitchen this evening as well. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. All right, so it is our tradition to offer a family blessing on Shabbat. It's traditional to bless your children, and we have expanded this so that we end our services by reaching out to our family, whether it's our literal family or our chosen family, or just the person sitting next to you, and we offer these words of blessing. You want to chant it?
Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God bless you and keep you. May God's light shine upon you and be gracious to you. May you feel God's presence with you, and may God grant you peace. Amen. And we will close with a prayer for peace. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. We are waiting, we're hoping, we're on the precipice of peace. Please God.
Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam aleinu ve'al kol olam. Salam shalom. Salam aleinu ve'al kol olam. Salam shalom. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu ve'al kulam.
Shabbat shalom. We'll join in the social hall for Kiddush and Motzi. Please join us.
Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom aleinu. Od yavo shalom